Thank you so much for joining us today. What you're about to hear is not a typical interview or royal update. It's a story unfolding quietly behind the gilded walls of Buckingham Palace, one that could change the royal family forever. A document has surfaced, a hidden clause, and at the center of it all is King Charles, Queen Elizabeth, and Prince Harry's inheritance. On the morning of November 23, 2025, everything appeared routine inside the private offices of Buckingham Palace. King Charles sat at the same mahogany desk his mother once used for her most sensitive matters. Leather-bound books surrounded him, heavy with centuries of royal history. What no one expected was that within the next hour, the House of Windsor would face a revelation no one had prepared for. More than 3 years had passed since Queen Elizabeth's death in September 2022. Certain legal formalities required review, and King Charles requested a comprehensive examination of his mother's estate documents. His senior legal counsel, the keeper of the Privy Purse, and 2 trusted advisors gathered for what they believed would be a routine briefing. The king, dressed in his customary dark suit, reading glasses resting on his nose, opened a leather portfolio on his desk. Page after page detailed the distribution of Balmoral, Sandringham, private jewelry, and heirlooms, all exactly as expected. Or so it seemed. Then Charles broke a seal. Inside was a handwritten document, his mother's handwriting, slightly unsteady yet unmistakably deliberate. The date at the top read March 15, 2022, just 6 months before her death. As he read, the room fell silent. The clause directly addressed Prince Harry's inheritance, and it contradicted everything King Charles believed he knew about Queen Elizabeth's final wishes. This was no oversight. This was intentional. The Queen, even in death, had planned several moves ahead. Charles read the passage 3 times. His legal counsel confirmed it was authentic, properly witnessed, and legally enforceable. There was no disputing it. The clause did not simply leave Harry money or property. It imposed conditions that demanded decisions, conversations, and possibly a complete reassessment of the relationship between father and son. The document set aside approximately £20 million from Queen Elizabeth's private estate for Prince Harry, but full access required maintaining meaningful ties to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, including spending no fewer than 90 days per year engaged in charitable or community-focused work. Another provision addressed Archie and Lilibet. Around £5 million was designated for their education and upbringing, managed by trustees approved by both Harry and the reigning monarch. The Queen explicitly stated that her great-grandchildren should spend meaningful time in the United Kingdom so they would never become strangers to their heritage. Attached was a personal letter written in Queen Elizabeth's hand, addressed to Charles. In it, she acknowledged the anger, hurt, and betrayal within the family. But she reminded him that Harry was still her grandson, and Archie and Lilibet were still her great-grandchildren. She wrote that bridges once burned can sometimes be rebuilt, but only if both sides are willing to supply the materials. This clause, she explained, was her way of providing those materials. The legal team confirmed the clause was ironclad, carefully drafted, impossible to dismiss. This was not only the will of a queen, it was the plea of a mother and grandmother who refused to give up on her family. King Charles now faced an impossible choice. As a son, he felt the weight of honoring his mother's wishes. As king, he had to consider the monarchy's future. His relationship with Prince Harry had deteriorated after the Netflix documentary, the memoir, and public accusations that cut deeply. Prince William's reaction mattered too. The Prince of Wales viewed Harry's actions as betrayals of both family and institution. When Charles informed William of the clause, tensions surfaced immediately. William made it clear he would not stand in the way, but he would not participate in reconciliation. Beyond family dynamics, public opinion loomed. Some would see the inheritance as compassionate. Others would see weakness. Advisors were divided, tradition versus modern optics. Late that night, Charles sat alone, thinking of Queen Elizabeth, her guidance, her mistakes, her unwavering devotion. This clause was her final instruction, her last attempt to keep her family from permanent fracture. Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away in Montecito, Prince Harry knew nothing of what had been discovered. Life in California had settled into a demanding rhythm. Netflix projects, speaking engagements, ongoing financial pressures. While secure, Harry and Meghan were far from untouchably wealthy. Returning regularly to the UK would mean renewed exposure to the